Then Judge Hategood called to the jury, who all this while stood by to hear and observe, "Gentlemen of the jury, you see this man about whom so great an uproar has been made in this town. You have also heard what these worthy gentlemen have witnessed against him, and have heard his reply and confession. It lies now in your power to either hang him, or save his life. Yet first, I think it necessary to instruct you concerning our law. There was an act made in the days of Pharaoh the Great, servant of our prince, that lest those of a contrary religion should multiply and grow too strong for him, their males should be thrown into the river. There was also an act made in the days of Nebuchadnezzar the Great, another of our prince's servants, that whoever would not fall down and worship his golden image, should be thrown into a fiery furnace. There was also an act made in the days of Darius, that whoever called upon any god but him, should be cast into the lion's den. Now this rebel here has broken the substance of all of these laws, not only in thought, which is not to be tolerated, but also in word and deed, which is absolutely intolerable. For Pharaoh's law was made upon a supposition, to prevent mischief, no crime being yet apparent. Yet here is an obvious crime. And as for the laws of Nebuchadnezzar and Darius, you plainly see that Faithful openly disputes against our religion. For the treason which he has confessed, he deserves to die." Then the jury went out. Their names were Mr. Blindman, Mr. No Good, Mr. Malice, Mr. Lovelust, Mr. Live Loose, Mr. Heady, Mr. High Mind, Mr. Enmity, Mr. Liar, Mr. Cruelty, Mr. Hatelight, and Mr. Implacable. Each of the jury gave their verdict against Faithful, and unanimously concluded to charge him as guilty before Lord Hategood. First, Mr. Blindman, the foreman, exclaimed, "I see clearly that this man is a heretic." Then Mr. No Good added, "Away with such a fellow from the earth." "Absolutely," said Mr. Malice, "for I hate the very looks of him." Then Mr. Lovelust remarked, "I could never stomach him." "Neither could I," added Mr. Live Loose, "for he would always be condemning my way." "Hang him, hang him," Mr. Heady demanded. "He is a sorry base fellow," exclaimed Mr. High Mind. "My heart revolts against him," snivelled Mr. Enmity. "He is a rogue," Mr. Liar declared. "Hanging is too good for him," snarled Mr. Cruelty. "Let us dispatch him out of the way," snapped Mr. Hatelight. Then Mr. Implacable exclaimed, "I would not be reconciled to him for all the world. Therefore, let us immediately charge him to be deserving of death." And so they did. Therefore Faithful was condemned at once. He was taken from the court, and back to his cage, and from there, he was to be put to the most cruel death that could be invented.